I noticed when you first came in there, talked to Ray, your audio was a little funky.
Radio. So the problem is the software. You got to figure out why that's happening. Now, it's something not saving, and I don't know why. Like right now, I'd save your profile or save it. See, the problem is if you have multiple profiles, Jay, I don't know. This is I'm throwing this up because I don't know this one. Is that setting saved for the transmit profiles, or is it saved in the global profiles? And you might be saving it to the transmit, and that's why the global's not saving.
Neither. Well, it saves on the global. If you go to your transmit section, and on the bottom left-hand corner, you put highlight TX profile save items. Then if you go back to general to where the calibration is, nothing's highlighted. So it doesn't it doesn't save on the transmit profile, is my point. But when I do it and I hit apply, it should stay. And it does. I go back in there, I can see the correction factor. The last three digits are 645 right now. If I go up to 80 meters, you guys will tell me I'm off, and I'll do it again. It'll change to like 290 something. It's weird.
Okay, so where? Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to go through here and try to. Okay, where the hell are you? Hold on a second here. I lost my tabs. I'll be right back.
Hey, good morning, Bill. How you doing? And good morning, anybody else? Concurrent viewer 0. What's new? Anyways, good to see you, buddy. I got a little piece of information I'm going to share, which should make life a lot easier. For those of us that get asked the dreaded question, how do I sound? I hate that question. And I have a solution for this, right? So let me just tell a story. I don't know how my camera is going to be because I just lit up OBS. It's probably, oh yeah, it's all screwed up, man. The cameras need to warm up, so I just lit it up. So I'll go back to the desktop. Hey, Glenn. All right, Glenn, I was telling Glenn about this morning. This is the SpectralAsim software. So when someone asks me, how do I sound? Of course, what do you say to them? That is such a loaded question. So I drill down. I always drill down. I say, well, if they're running 3 kilohertz or above, in other words, not standard bandwidth on transmit. So let's say they're running 3 kilohertz, 3.3, 3.6, 4 kilohertz. It's a more loaded question. If they're running, let's say 2.8, 2.9, you kind of get a feeling, you can get a feel for what they're kind of going for, then I'll just let them have it. But I will always, even in that situation, I will ask them, well, what are you intending to do? What is this for? Is this for DX? Is this for general rag chewing or what? So you have to ask them. So I have a little tool which will help immensely, and it takes all of the guesswork out of it. And the reason why I'm presenting this is I got in a QSO with someone who asked me the question and then didn't want to hear what I had to say. And this was a few weeks ago. Can't stomach people like that. You want to know? I'll tell you. I'll tell you where your energy is and everything. And this tool will allow you to actually see it. So you can see it with insane pinpoint accuracy. And if they don't believe you, you can screenshot it and send it to them. Or you can do a quick clip, video clip of the actual spectral analyzer and send it to them. So what this thing is called is SpectralAsim. So let me get it onto the other screen. So this is by the dreaded VB Audio. However, it's the only thing VB Audio does that I think is absolutely brilliant. So you can, and the link for download is in the description. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set this up. So go ahead and download it, install it. We'll get out of here. And when you light it up, roughly this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to, and you can use this to set up your TX audio as well. It's brilliant, man. So if I change this, so let's go to settings, audio devices, and you left click right here on WDM where it says this just below input device, you can choose the input device. So I'm going to choose the input coming from the rack. So this is the audio going to the radio and actually going to the stream. So if I click that, there we go. Click OK. That is my audio going to the radio currently, which I'm not transmitting, but this is the audio going to the stream. Now, if you want to change the number of bands you're looking at, in other words, the octave, you go up to, let's see, analysis right here. And you can go to like 120 bands, which is a half octave, which is even more. It gives you more pinpoint accuracy as to what's going on with the audio. And I talk about this all the time. So if you see, look right here, see where this white line is? This is where a lot of my energy is. This is a 4K profile. So you'll see a good amount of energy in the mid-range, around 500 hertz. I want that. And you will see a lot of energy in the top, which is almost equal, sometimes a little bit greater than the lower end energy. So I have energy down around, what does this look like? So if I settle down and I don't yell into the microphone, so I've got pretty good energy down around 50 hertz. I would say 40 hertz, and it really gets strong up around 80 hertz, right in this kill box right here. So this allows you to look at where your energy is. Now keep in mind on TX, the way your radio interprets this can be different, the way it spits it out. Of course, you've got phasing situations happening in the propagation and all kinds of variables in play, but I use this now exclusively. It's always running on some form. So let's go back over to audio device, and we're going to change this over to the radio. And I'm going to bring the radio on. So now remember, you can probably do this through a virtual audio cable. However, you need to be able to pull the audio from the radio. So let's say you're on an ICOM 7300, you could use the USB audio codec to do this, right? So see this right here? Microphone 3 USB audio codec. That is actually the Silicon Labs codec driver for the 7300. So if you select that, you'll be able to see someone's audio coming through, being spit out of the radio on receive, and it will display it on this spectrum. All right, so let's go over to, I'm running the RX DAP on the Sun. So let's get over to that, and I'm going to choose the input of the second card. That's taking the analog line where I control the entire system. And that is the raw audio from the radio. Now, one catch is when you do this, make sure you don't have any noise reduction on the radio, and you're receiving at the proper bandwidth that the signal is transmitting on, that you're receiving. Make sure you don't have it pinched down. You know, if they're transmitting 3 kilohertz wide, this is a Captain Obvious thing. Make sure your RX is set to at least 3 kilohertz, because if it's not going to pass audio to this program. All right, so let's jump over here, and I will go ahead and click OK. I'm going to drag this over to the other screen. See if I can reduce this enough. Yes, I can. So I'll stretch this out. Shoot. Let me do this. Make it easier so you can see both at once. Drag this over here. Hang with me. It's not. Come on. up. Okay, get over to the other screen. Okay, so I'm going to uncork the audio. And what you'll see is this transmitting station, the station I'm receiving right here on 7195, you're going to see an analysis of his audio. And the point of this is if someone asks you, say, how do I sound? You can do a deep dive if you want to with this software. It's free. And it just works. It works great. So let me unmute.
That's where we're heading. And then you don't have to pay the town any craziness and all that. Everything's going to be wireless. And, you know, once they figure out the high speed stuff, they're getting close. They're getting better. And the reliability and, because the problem is, especially here in New England, we get bad whiteouts and everything. Everyone's going to lose their coverage and internet.
Okay, so I'll just mute that in OBS right now. So I'll wait for somebody to come back. Okay, so you'll see the audio on this station. It will also show the splatter coming out as IMD. You'll see it spread out a little bit, but I don't pay. How to read this, you want to look at the bandwidth they're transmitting in, right? Match it on the RX side. And then if you know that the RX side is listening, let's say from 0 to, what am I listening to? 0 to 4 kilohertz. Just a micron above 4 kilohertz, right? So you will see some bleed out, and that's the IMD you see moving out on the sides. Sorry about that. Gate was a little tight and getting a little click, and it's still getting some clicking. I don't know what that is. Anyways, if you look at the audio, so you can tell where his audio is. So you've got strong audio down probably around on this particular station. 100 hertz, maybe. He's got some energy just above 500 hertz right here at times. And then he's got energy up top. So let me bring the audio back in, and then you can actually listen and watch. So you can match up with your ears what's going on. You use your eyes and your ears. Here we go.
And it goes into a Nokia that converts the fiber to Ethernet, and then it goes from that into my Eros, and it's a mesh network, and it works awesome. I get close to 800-900 anyway.
Now, keep in mind, what you're actually hearing in the stream is the RX DAP processed audio. It doesn't sound like that. There's more noise in there. There's no noise reduction or anything. What's actually going to the spectrum analyzer, and that's what you want. You don't want to alter it at all. Here we go.
Routers. You could turn your Alexas and Echoes into hotspots where it'll use those as your internet, to get you in and out. They're not as fast, but it's better than nothing.
Hey, Juan, how you doing?
Go ahead, Bob. Heard you in there. W0JAY in the group.
Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, I just got back from eating a little food. I was about to die. Good morning, Bud. I think Dave's in there. I don't know who else is in there. Jay. Yeah, you guys talking about all your high-speed internet. I don't even have internet. I don't have any cable wires, anything connected to my house. I do.
Okay. So as you were listening to this guy, one thing I want you to look at, I'm going to expand this out a little bit. There are a lot of tools you can use when you're helping people, not just your ears, and that's the whole point of this. So if you stretch out the spectrum right here and you look at his energy, I'll stretch it out even more. What the heck? So you'll notice that this does a pretty good job. You can kind of see. So when you hear, and I think these guys, they have pretty good audio. Let me get the audio
watch
back
TV. I might watch a football game or a hockey game a month, like one. So once my son and I separated, I cut it off.
No, I understand. Yeah, that can be a big nut. I don't even know what the hell ours is. It's probably around $300-400 a month. But yeah, we. So let me fix this. I got to kill the audio on my ears too. And Mike, how you doing? Boy, good to see you in here from halfway around the world. That's cool. And Juan, good to see you as well. Have a great week. So, you can look at somebody, if you have a Spectrum available, let's say you don't have this available, like you're running a conventional radio. Well, you can pipe the audio in and you can have a virtual Spectrum analyzer on the screen, even though you're not running an SDR. And this is actually a way more powerful tool than just looking at the filter window and the EE software or whatever SDR software you're running, right? Of course, I'm going to do a Captain Obvious thing. So on the scale from 0 to 20K, right? Or I guess this is 20, what would that be? No, that'd probably be 0 to 20K or 20 to 20K maybe. I don't know. I can't see. There's no number down here. Let's just say the scale at the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of the window is 20 to 20K, right? So you can see where his energy is, and then you match it up to the way he sounds. So let's say you see somebody in here. Somebody asks you, how do I sound? Say, well, what do you want to sound like? Well, I just want it to be blah, blah, blah. Well, if he sounds very brittle and very sharp, you can pinpoint. You can tell him with pinpoint accuracy where the energy is that's causing the offense. There's no guesswork here. It makes life very, very easy. And for people who don't believe you, screw them, because this is real. This is exactly what they have going for audio. It takes all of the speculation out. Of course, hang on. Of course, it is open. You can't forsake what it sounds like, but you're right, Bill. You're right. When you look at what is happening now, of course, there's much more detail in this. Let me change this to a more reasonable. I don't run this at 120 bands. There's really no reason to. You can. So I'll put it here. I believe this was 60 bands, right? 60 bands, yeah, 1/6 octave. So this is a little bit more reasonable, Most people don't run a 60 band EQ on their gear. That's my point. They may be running a 31 band, but there's, 120, even 60 is overkill, but hey, we'll work with it, right? So yeah, if you watch the filter and you kind of watch either one kind of in your peripheral vision. Yeah. It's very similar, of course, on lower sideband. This is the low side, right? And this is the low side down here on this. So you got to kind of remember, okay, this is the low frequency, low part of the spectrum on lower sideband is on the right-hand side. This spectral analyzer, the low side will always be on the left side. So let's say you were on upper sideband. Well, yeah, it would correlate, because on upper sideband, the low frequencies will be all on the left. Low frequencies will be on the left down here on the analyzer. So it's easier. To me, it doesn't bother me. I'm used to it, but it may be a little confusing at first for some people. So, if someone is looking for, let's say, well, I want a nice rag chew audio, but I want to be able to work DX with it as well. In other words, I don't want it too sharp. Well, as you're helping them and as you're tweaking them, you can watch the energy change. especially in that upper mid range where it goes very sharp and garish, but you want that, you got to have that in there because it's part of the articulation of the human voice. You can't just like shut it off. If you're going for that, bombastic ESSB stuff or voodoo stuff, well, that's a whole different thing, right? Yeah, so that's basically it. You've got your weighting. I run on Z weighting flat. Timing, you can change the frames per second for how fast or how slow it runs. So let's go to 60 frames per second. See how it's very quick. If you want to slow it down, go to 20 frames per second, which is probably more practical. It'll hold it longer. So you won't go freaking cross-eyed trying to keep track of all the bouncing around. Anyways, let me check in with the chat. Let's see. Hey, Mervin, good to see you. I don't think I've seen you before, so hope you're doing well. Don't know where you're at. M0MIN. Yeah, good to see you in the UK. Boy, I'll tell you, UK was banging in here on 15 meters. I don't know, a couple days ago, over the weekend. Worked some guys over there. Really cool. Good morning, Steve. Always been interested in better quality. I'm learning a lot from your YouTube channel. Best of luck from UK, and best of luck to you. And I hope I'm helping. I just don't know, because I appreciate any feedback I can get, because I'm doing it for you guys. I am not doing this for myself. I got better things to do, to be honest with you. But when I stumble upon something like this, I just have to share it, because like I said, that question, how do I sound, quote unquote, is probably the most loaded question in ham radio. Think about that. And I can tell you, if you're running an SDR radio and you're running wider than 3 kilohertz wide, and if you have crack-a-lack audio, your audio is really good. Doesn't even have to be that good. But if people notice that, they will gravitate to you, because they automatically think, well, he knows what he's doing, so I want to get an opinion. I want to get a report from him. Well, I want to present as many tools as possible so that you can actually help people, right? What the heck is the point of giving your opinion if you don't have some kind of analytical tool or facts to back it up? It's just an opinion. And like I always say, everybody's got an opinion, including me. Our opinions, they're just like a butthole. They all stink like a toilet bowl, including mine. Well, this brings it out of the opinion. You can offer your opinion still and say, well, it's not really my taste, but that doesn't help them. So my advice would be to never go down that road. It's not my taste. You always say, what do you want to sound like? What are you using it for? Are you using it for DX audio, rag chewing, general work, a global profile I could use for working DX, and if I wanted to jump on 40, or I got in a nice rag chew with someone on 20, it's nice to listen to. It's comfortable for them. Ask them, drill down deep. And what this tool will do is it will allow you to help them in a much, much better, well, I shouldn't say much better, but it'll give you a tremendous amount of detail and knowledge about what their signal is actually, what their audio is actually doing, what it's like, with pinpoint accuracy within that spectrum. They'll say, well, I thought I had enough mid-range in there. Well, you can tell them, say, well, no, you don't. I'm looking at it on a spectrum, and right here is 500 hertz, and this is, anywhere from 300 hertz to 800 hertz is like the general mid. 800 is approaching upper mid, right? 1 kilohertz. So if you see a big spike in, like, let's say up in 1000 hertz, 1K, 800 hertz, and it's that really hollow sound, and it's kind of hard to listen to over a period of time, you can say, hey, get in there. If you got an EQ, roll back 800 hertz, right? and start working with them and really try to help them. So my voice is starting to go. That's about it. Link is in the description. I will post a link to this in the website. Tools, baby. All these tools are so valuable and they're free. Why aren't we using them to help people? It's all about helping others, right? So anyways, now here's a caveat and I'll end it with this. Be careful about helping people that don't ask for your help. I have been burned many times. Do not open your mouth. Nobody cares about what you think unless they specifically ask you. Trust me, you come across as a total freaking tool if you get in there and you start telling people, you get in there and use this tool, right? And you go, well, I'm looking at your audio right now and you got too much of this and that. Well, first of all, they didn't ask you. Keep your mouth shut because it ain't going to end well. I'm telling you right now. I haven't done that with audio ever, but I've offered to help someone build an antenna that really had no interest in getting my help, and he never did anything in the hobby, and I got scorched, right? I spent like 3 hours with this guy building an antenna for him. He was new in the hobby, never asked for my help, and he's like, yeah, I'll come over, and never did anything with it. Like 6 months later, I said, I haven't heard you're on the repeater. What's going on? He says, no, I haven't done anything with the hobby. He had no interest whatsoever. So just beware, guys. Beware. Okay, let me check in with the chat and then I'm closing down. Bill's laughing. Live and learn, folks. Live and learn. Larry, good to see you from Idaho. Boy, one of the best ski trips I ever had was, what was that? What was that called? Grand Targhee? Confirm that, Larry. Grand Targhee, I think it was. It's on the other backside of Jackson Hole. I was skiing Jackson Hole. It was nothing but a blue sheet of ice for like 2 or 3 days. And we heard that it had been snowing for like 3 days on the other side of the mountains. So we went up over the pass and proceeded to ski the last 3 or 4 days in like freaking 2 to 3 feet of powder, man. It was the best. I've skied the Canadian Rockies, all over the place. And it was the most fun I've ever had was in that little area on the backside. I think it was called Grand Targhee, but don't hold me to that. A long time ago, back in the 80s. Okay. Let's see. Okay, said a little Larry. Okay. You're not a rookie, Bill, man. You got it going on, dude. But yeah, there's when I see stuff like this, I'm like, oh crap, I have got to share this. Glad I can help. I get discouraged sometimes, Mervin. I do. I'm like, I don't get a lot of feedback, and I'm not whining. I'm not crying, you guys, but just one comment like that every once in a while keeps me going. That's why I don't do a lot of videos anymore. Shout out to all the subscribers, like over 4,000 subscribers I have. Unbelievable. I remember when I just crested 1,000, I'm like, holy crap, 4,000 subscribers. When you guys hear this, you'll understand where I'm coming from. So right now, it's kind of funny. I'm going to go sideways. I laugh about it. Current concurrent viewers, 11. Concurrent viewers, 9. I have over, now I didn't post a notification for this. I just went live, so I totally get that. 11 concurrent viewers, right? And I'm not complaining. Don't get all bent out of shape. Oh, listen to him. He's wine bagging. I've been talking to a friend of mine, Glenn, about this. He's in here. And over 4,000 subscribers, right? Nobody watches these streams. Nobody. If you go in and look at my channel and look at the number of hits, number of views that these videos have gotten, there's 2 topics that get absolutely ferocious hits. We're talking I believe it's in the tens of thousands of hits. One is our magnetic loops. That one video I put up on the magnetic loop, which was so silly, it's got the cat laying in the middle of the loop on the bed. Ridiculous. I'm telling you, that thing worked freaking good, man. That was a good antenna build. I had more fun with that thing. That one and anything to do with the SSB audio. Now, when I put up a video, you watch. When this video renders, come back to it 24 hours, 48 hours later, and just look at the number of views. If there are 200 views, I'd be very surprised. Maybe 300 views. Nothing. Out of 4,000 plus subscribers, 300 views, right? So that's what I'm saying. Any amount of encouragement, I really, really do appreciate. I appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate all you guys. You don't have to subscribe. Don't care. Don't care. So, yeah, I appreciate it. It's encouraging, keeps me going. But that is one of the main reasons I don't do a lot anymore, is because it's just, I'm like, what is the point? But that attitude is bad, because that defies the reason why I do it. If I can help just one person, that's a good thing. I'm not looking to help 100,000 people. I'm really not. But, you know, and I'm very grateful to my close friends, K4GHC. I talk to him every day, pretty much, NALLC, M6ENS, Dave. They're very, very encouraging. And I have to tell you, they're really good. It's really amazing. Really good friends. Okay. I'm going to end it with this. I like armchair smooth. See, there you go. Smooth as glass. Larry, you guys get what I'm saying. Anyways, let me see if I can get over the camera. Hey, the camera's working. So I will kill this. Take these stupid things off. Okay, last thing. I guess the general consensus is that we will be doing a live stream on an annual basis between at least 2 other guys and myself on Discord. I just launched a Discord channel this morning and wanted to put a plug in for NASDR. He has a Discord channel up for everything SDR radios. It's a great place. The one I just put up, it's very, very simple. And we're going to use that as a platform. It does video, audio, screen capture, and it's superb. Absolutely superb. And I will disclose what the name of it is coming up here when we get ready to do it. We got to do some trial runs first to get to see if we behave the same way on camera as we do on Zello. So this is going to replace the Zello channel. And what we're going to do is, I don't know if we'll do it once a month or bi-weekly or more. I think it'll be overkill if it's more. But I'm going to just grab that, bring that into OBS, and I'm going to push a stream, and I'll tell you what it's going to be called later. It's kind of funny. But it's just stupid stuff, man. We talk every morning on Zello, and you could fill a freaking notebook with the stuff that we talk about in a week. Literally like a notebook that thick, easily in a week, with the stuff that we yap about on there. A lot of it's like stupid nonsense. Other stuff is technical stuff. And that's what we're going to do. No agenda. Just like a virtual roundtable, just goofing off. And if you guys are interested, watch for that. It's coming. I think it's coming. So that's about it. Let's see. Appreciate your effort, Steve. Knowledge is power. Yes, it is, buddy. Excuse me. I am constantly learning. I know, right, Bill? I'd love to bring Richie in. Oh, my God. That would be freaking... I'll have to ask him. Maybe he would, because he talks about... He talks about all kinds of stuff. You know, it's not just ham radio stuff, and that's what this is. It's going to be all sort of... I was just talking to Glenn about the stupid dog. It's funny. Some of the stuff, the trashing that takes place is freaking funny, man. And of course, you got a guy that's patriated to the United States. Glenn, he's been here for a while. He came from the UK. And then there's Dave. He's in the UK. So, and you know that humor, you guys, from across the pond. I don't get it sometimes. which is good. So, because I don't have to get everything. I don't really have a sense of humor anyway, so I have a feeling the trashing is going to be pretty funny, pretty bad. And I may get pissed off and just walk out, but I'll get over it. Oh, whatever. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this whole thing. Put it to use. Email is good on QRZ. If you got an issue, a problem, you can't seem to get something to work, give me a shout. I can put an addendum video up and answer your question, or I can answer it. I am going to put this on the website just to let you know. See you later. 7-3, I'm out of here, man. I got to go. Speaking of the dog, got to go get the dog out so he can drop his bomb. This dog only weighs like 35 pounds. He drops bombs the size of a 300-pound man or woman. Ew, gross, huh? That's an awful thing.